So, welcome back. My name is Cthulhu or Monster. It's been a bit since I've been on the server. Thank you all for joining me with my last my last episode, which is a little bit of everything. I've been sick for about the last 8 days, unfortunately. The flu is kind of running a little crazy in the area I'm at, and oh my golly, I think this is the longest break from Minecraft I've done in years. Years, I say. So I popped on last night. I was able to get some chores done. Noticed a little bit of an audio thumpy noise, which was annoying, and I realized it was actually my dog chewing on dog toys. So he got some new gifts from one of my good buddies, and it's gorgeous, but terrible for sound quality. So I was able to get my garlic and play, and yeah, I think we have some aims here to start building more into our HV. I want to start looking at the clean room and what that's going to look like. All right, so let's see what we get up to today. Getting called out over there by Volt already. So I wanted to check out Volt's clean room and kind of show you what that place looks like. So I don't think I've shown Volt's base in setup as much. Definitely haven't done it justice. He builds, he's got a very cool build that he's kind of dug out, and he's working on building different sections and just lots of cool things here. But I'll eat it. Yeah, so he's using these travel anchors here, and this is the hub, and I'm looking for, so yeah, he said that if you stand on these and, you know, transfer to them as well. Let's go to this Greg. All right. Not quite what I'm looking for. Surface. EBF. I don't know what I just pressed. MB Hall. Ooh. Yeah, these are those gorgeous distillation towers that I'm want to do. He's very pro, as you can see, the AE2 here. So definitely an inspo. Ooh, I like his stuff he's rocking. I love centralized fluid storage. I just gotta nerd out a bit for a second here. One moment while envy. It's so pretty. So pretty. Definitely don't just stare into his clean room like a creep. He doesn't have a door, you know? He uses an anchor in the middle there that you can see, which is fine. Clean room glass. Let's see if I can see it from another angle. That was not the angle I was aiming for, but it sure as heck was one. Is this another, oh, turbine filter. All right, all right, all right. I didn't know he got some turbines built in yet. Is he running? Yeah, he's got his extreme voltage battery buffers here. Gorgeous. In time, I too. I mean, this game can make you really want to be super competitive, but I feel like it's important to just enjoy what you can, you know? I was seeing pictures of this on the Discord. Look at the reflections in the glass. Sorry, the water. Ah, good. So good. His sewers are the most expensive sewers known to man, his maintenance sewers here. You know, he's got his crafting devices in here. Very nice, Bolt. Very nice. Gorgeous. I need to get outside your build so I can see if I see everything I want about your clean room. Other than, you know, my current glorious admiration. Oh, I really like how you got like the turbines spread out throughout. Ah! It's invested. That's his clean room up there. Before I found the travel anchor. Oh, you know. That does kind of make you feel like a crate when you're just taking a look of someone's clean room from, you know, there's some scaffolding here, nothing to see, nothing to see. So, okay, he definitely is. So that's his travel anchor right there. We'll spot it. But very cool. I need auto recipes and make sure I can make the auto recipes work for the clean room. So you can see that I'm going to run low on the copper one here. So what I want to do, and when I say you see, if I say I want to do 10 of these, you'll see that copper and copper nickel are coming out. So what I'm going to try to do here is put a crafting rider up in this part of the wall, put a part offset here, uh, and then link it to this. So now I'm looking for a craft recipe, and my concern is that it's only going to be one at a time, which is a little bit low for what I want. But you know, we'll figure that out because this might actually just be more of an interface than this type of thing here. So let's be creeped out by that egg. Oh my gosh, that creeped me out so much. I am so excited for stuff to get for Easter to be over. All right, here. So I want this to create copper wire, and I'm gonna go with the recipe that just has liquid wire rubber in it because that's what I have. So it's gonna go rubber. I want the bucket, so let's make sure. Yeah, so it'll just put it in there, 144. So that recipe's there, and now I just need to make sure. So I put this here. I say, hey, craft this. So it registers it, which is great. I need to see if I have rubber attached. And I will have a centralized fluid storage in time, but it's not a huge priority of mine right now. And you can tell that'll be a future item for me. All right, so now if I have the rubber attached, can I make it do copper wire, copper cable? It doesn't look like that's the dealio. So I think I'm still misunderstanding what that piece is, which is good because I don't want a singular machine for every single one of these things I have. So we'll put it here to there. Now if I put in this recipe of this copper wire here, okay, it looks like it's okay with that. Let's see about crafting some of these. So I should have enough for this. So let's see if it can do it. What I'm gonna do quickly, just pull the rubber that was in there. Let's see what happens. So this is completely empty right now. Crafter assembler. I'm also going to make sure that I switch this from picking side just to offset. Oh, looks like I was about to lose that as well. So now it's just offset instead. Okay, so now it's coming in. Excellent. Let's see if that was the issue. So now say I want to do... It doesn't seem like it has that good like that, but you'll notice also I don't have an import of return items, so when I do automatic crafting, I'm going to want whatever comes out of these to automatically go back into my system. And since this is my shop, I'm probably not going to do it in here. I just need to make sure that I understand that I can do auto crafting before I get mucked. So I'm going to hit cancel on those. I'm going to order 10 of these again. Okay, so I'm also going to start getting an item importer here just to make sure I can test a consecutive crafting. There's the word I'm trying to say. So now you can see that because I can bring stuff in, it'll actually cycle through that. It is nice that these are the interfaces here. Yeah, I think once you start getting automated stuff in, it can be very addictive because it's like, well, I might as well set up a recipe because I know I'm going to need to do this a while. So I know I need 75 placerite, placerite, concrete. Crete is at the end of this. Plascrete would be my idea here. And I'm seeing 75 here. So I'm going to need a good portion of it. The clean glass is the other option, which I do want a good amount of glass here. So that'll also be a recipe I want to set up versus having to manually do. My Gravitas chores. So definitely got just a lot of Gravitas chores that I've been running through. But I put in a second thermal, I got another advanced thermal centrifuge here, which has been really helping clear some of this. So you'll notice that it cuts the time in half because it's running at HV, which is great. I've been refining up some sulfur that the good Cassidy put in here as well. So I was gifted this lovely backpack by Cassidy. He gifted a diamond backpack, and I'm not sure who gifted me a netherite ingot and netherite the template. So I have a netherite backpack right now. So these just got added in the latest update. I don't want to dye it. What dyes do I have here? Orange, 100%. I mean, it's not very much different to go orange. I love orange though. White, nah. What about blue? Let's go with blue. So yeah, so I now have another right backpack. I was taking a look at the sophisticated backpack, what the improvements are. So this just got added, so I'm sure there might be some changes or whatnot. So one thing I did see was the magnet upgrade might be nice to have. I was hoping for a feeding upgrade, but I understand why it's not in there. So I'll probably look to get the magnet upgrade and then maybe a sorry, I got a little bit of a tickle still. Maybe a crafting one. I don't really do too much around, so yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what I will want in there. Right now, it has my most important scaffolding. Probably should put some variable cards and integrated dynamic pieces to it. Does this look and make sense with my beautiful armor? You know what? I think cyan and purple go together just fine. I'm not gonna try to match. It's beautiful. I'll take it. Thank you guys so much for the gifts, Cassidy, and maybe Cassidy again, but maybe others. I do really, really appreciate it. I would have not my strong suit to get these, so yay for gear. Additionally, Pepsi Cola, who has joined our group, has been doing some mining for resources. So I have a ton of chromium being processed, which is going to really help me stock up on my stainless steel. I think right now from stainless steel, I am at about 8. I don't even have 1,000 of it. Only less than 1,000. Madness. So I've been processing that up as well as some other materials, which is great. And yeah, winter's back, so of course, worst time to build. That's where I'm stuck building outside. Gotta keep it real. Keep it as it always is. I want to add a recipe to my mixer, and that is going to be for the stainless steel. I'm not quite sure why, but my iron dust needing 6 of it versus the 1 of everything else doesn't seem like it's popping in to this recipe when I am populating it using just the JEI here for the create. So I'm going to put this in here, remove that, and add. I'm just right-clicking here to add more on that. I definitely forgot immediately, so it's 6. 6. That is the amount. So removing that, adding this to make sure it goes up to 6. So then this would create the 9. So I'm going to update this recipe here. I canceled my previous run of this, just that I was testing it on. And now I should be able to order my stainless steel. Okay, so one thing I noticed when I'm looking at setting up the stainless steel is when I order it, I got to remember I'm ordering 1 of 9. So you'll see that I actually ordered 54 when I ordered. I have 54 remaining of the 9 I ordered. So just something I need to pay attention to. Let's get some buckets. Now that I got a backpack, I got to really figure out what I need to keep in it. I know there's so much that I'd like to keep in it. I'm just not used to the option to keep stuff. In fact, this water thing here, can I keep a barrel? I can keep a barrel of water in there and I'm not starving? Excellent. I was about to say, I was like, I'm not able to keep the water. But no, I can't. I need a sign here. I'm just putting these signs up just in case anyone uses these. So one of the things limiting my making a lot of stainless steel is actually going to be my iron dust, and then I think also potentially my nickel dust. So I'm actually going to make sure I start getting some of that processing. So the way I'm going to look at it is look at what I have in the raw. I've been doing my benatite and whatnot. It got some more, soils, but I think I'm going to go for not this sand here, glauconite. My stuffy nose makes that the worst thing I've ever tried to say. I'm just going to see. So it has sodium as a byproduct, as well as iron and aluminum. So this looks like a great one to potentially to work on here. So excellent. So we're going to grab some of this raw glauconite. Don't know where the accent's coming from. I know I have a ton of stuff in my macerator already, so this is probably way too ambitious to. Oh, Jesus Christ, biscuits and gravy. I was not prepared. What is this creation? Aw, little lady or boy, I don't care. You're adorable. Hello. Oh, we get this. Oh, whoa. I love fire and ice, but I do not want to fight any of the stuff in there. Nice. I'm gonna hold off on adding more to the pile. Let's get through this processing. I'll actually instead probably start my other process center. I am procrastinating. Clean room, clean room, clean room, clean room, clean room, clean room, clean room. That's what I'm working on. I need to work on the clean room. Anyone else do that with these mod packs? Because they're like, oh, I could use this one material. Let's go hunt it down. But you're actually sitting pretty good with what you got. You're just like, yeah, I could get more. So I'm going to put this dust that I do have here going, and then I'm going to craft 10 of these, which is more than, which is like 90. I'm trying to craft the 9 times, 100 times the 9 recipe, which is, 900. I couldn't do it. I was upset about it, so I don't think I need to do that yet. We are in spring! Woo! I decided to put the clean room over here. I've been debating back and forth on whether or not I want it in this corner, because this is what I keep thinking of as my benatite factory, but this is massive for just, not benatite, benzene. So I decided against this corner just because it has this fallback here that I really enjoy. So we're going to operate in this corner. The clean room is the next piece that I think is going to be blocking some of my HV product, I would say. So the microprocessor here, it looks like it could still do that without being in a clean room. But then when you're looking at the super processor, which is my first EV tiered circuit, this requires the clean room. And this circuit is what's holding me back from distillation towers with my benzene, improving my diesel, and things like that. So I think it's time for me to stop procrastinating the clean room. So I have tallied out, I bookmarked a good portion of the items that I need for the multi-block here. The big thing is I don't quite know what the HV diode yet is used for, personally. It'll be something to figure out. And I see that there are pass-through hatches. And then I do have some uh, Flaskcrete, as well as cleanroom glass. And I'm planning on just kind of building this out. So at the bottom level, I was seeing is that this is kind of where it has a maintenance and energy coming in. I don't know if those are restricted, so I'm going to do a little testing there. This is where the pass-through comes through, as well as the HV energy hull. So this is where I believe we power the clean room itself. Here's where I'm seeing that diode come up. Is what I think this is the diode. Or those moments. No, it looks like it's coming up as the energy hatch here. So I'll have to look at that. And then on the top, I'm seeing that control piece as well as those filters. And the filters, I believe, depending on how big this goes, they need to have the entire top of the clean room, and then the frame needs to be all of the plasticrete stuff. Anyway, we'll fiddle about it. And what I'm planning on doing is a 5x7 one, and I'd like to have two free here for some cabling. So, and then I probably am going to need one there. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fall in a hole a little bit. And then 3, 4, 5, and this is going to be my general L shape that I'm using. And then I also, in the future, might go up closer to the build height limit. So I'm going to put the maximum stack here just for reference, especially if I do get inspired to build more on the overall factory here. All right. So yeah, I think we're going to start off with just a smaller one, which I like to have 3 as a minimum for height. And then due to the fact I don't like to work in 4s, I'm going to put this as the top of my current one. And I still need to process the guts of this. So this is just kind of an outline of what this is going to look like. And then I'll show you how I plan to build it out. So one thing I noticed is I just made my first maintenance hatch in a bit, and I was like, you know what? Don't want to reorientate all this, so I'm just gonna make more of them. I'm being lazy and using all of my other crafting grid dealios to just sort of preempt having to reset that up. So I got a kick out of it. I thought others might might as well. I need some tin cable and wrought iron. So, when stuff is frustrating to do more than once, just bulk do it when you have it all laid out. I haven't actually tested if there's I love that. What it looks like when it's not formed. So invalid structure. Okay. Okay, so I don't need those pass-throughs if I don't want. All right, so reading on this a little bit, I did see that the machine hulls are a way to pass energy items and fluids through the machine. So the Tech wires and cables and things should work through these, no problem. And it was looking like so does AE2. It doesn't look like integrated dynamics will. So this forced me to get AE2. That is always a good question. All right, so I've done a little bit of work here on the clean room, and unfortunately I've discovered a small thing that's going to make me have to change my plans just a scooch. So I have in here right now, so in here I have a laser engraver 2, HV1 here with a diamond lens, and I realize I'm probably going to have a multitude of these based off of each of the lens types I want to use. Then I put myself with a cutter here, and I have my advanced circuit assembler here. And previously I had been testing the offset here with these crafting interfaces to make sure that they would work, and I ran into the realization that all of them work except the circuit assembler, which means that's going to be really tough. So let's see here. So I got the CPU circuits here. If I craft a chip, one of these chips, you can see that, my laser engraver's functioning here. Then once that's done, it's going to move over into my cutter. Okay, so yeah, so see there, it goes to my laser cutter. But when I'm requesting my circuit that I have, one way not to prove that circuit assembler isn't working is to have your troubleshooting one from the night before right here. Not very helpful. All right, so I'm going to program some HV basic ones in here because I do need some HV circuits to get to another laser engraver. Circuit assemblers are the thing I blow up most often. It's because the circuits that are used for it always feel like they're the one above it. So HV circuits make an MV circuit assembler. So it's something I gotta work on. One thing I'm gonna keep paying attention to is the numbers here. So I got 8, 8, a line of 2s, 4, then 8s, because I am finding out in integrated dynamics, you can see that it's not very good, especially with these transistors, of getting that number right. So right click will get that to 4 for those transistors. And then liquid tin looks correct. So I'm going to update this recipe here and put it in this one here to test. I do have blocking enabled on here, so I'm going to take that off because I think otherwise the tin that's in here will stop it from working. So let's just craft 2 of these. So it is those copper bolts that I'm going to need. Wow. Almost opportune time for some rain there. That's how I feel, and you're so close to having what you want figured out, and then it's like, but did you consider this one thing? And I think that's just part of the part of the joys and hate of Greg Tech. And that's part of the reason why also at times I need to remind myself to be patient. It is the part that I do know I enjoy, but some days I don't always enjoy it. We have some people, some of our newer folks on the server. Matthias is on again, which I'm really excited to see. He's looking for a location on the server, which is going to be lovely. Oh my gosh, so many bolts. And I think I have to stop recording in this room because I was looking back at my footage and so much of this electrolyzer and the sort of centrifuge was going off in the background. So I have to find a nice uh, location to program recipes or talk things over, or just make sure I remember to turn them off. Okay, so I'm gonna request this advanced integrated circuit here. Let's just request one. Okay, so it's in there, but this is a basic one and I have no power. So let's grab those batteries. All right, there she be. All right, I went and grabbed a steel Delio. And there I got my HV one. This needs to get introduced back to the program to close out the crafting job. Excellent. And that is one thing with the crafting jobs is the what is it called? The only the crafting table will automatically go back in the system. Everything else you need to have your exporting, which is why I have that aluminum crate down there. And I'm currently just trying to troubleshoot on whether or not this has to become a two-story clean room. And once I get that figured out, I will walk you through my choices here. But we're going to just test this offset here. So I know that that recipe works. I just put an 8-side offset here. Sorry, an step 8 offset, mainly because that's the only one I had readily available. All right, I'm going to grab my wrench again. Right, position was saved. There's my position. Please give me what I want. No. Okay, so we're back. I haven't been able to resolve the circuit assembler here. My thought process is that I'm now going to have a second floor in here that has direct access to a crafting interface for the circuit assembler, and I'm going to store all of my circuit-specific materials and fluids close to this. I technically don't need to do this. This might end up on the outside because I could still use the offset for those items and just have a system that's not offset for the circuit assembler. So right now I have it in here, but I made a clean room, and my clean room in particular is 2 stories, or as Volt said, it's an apartment clean room. Right now I do have a requesting station here for like some of my items in there. I got to figure out if how I want to approach that with the circuits, because the circuit one is going to have to be inside the building. What I have included here is I like to have a healthy amount of light and windows in mine. I'm putting the light on this side. It's only 3 blocks wide in the middle. So I don't want, if I do squish up there and need to have a too thick wide machine set, which right now one is fine, but if I have a lot of machines, I'm gonna have the wiring behind it. I want to have a window to look out here. So that's just kind of my orientation. I use some framed ladders here and some copycat panels to get as close to industrial as I can with our current blocks. I did see that there is a thorium reactors floor grate block, but I don't have that crafting table yet, so I'm not quite sure if I want to approach it. So I've been moving some of my wafers and my RAM into these drawers, and whether or not those stay on the outside or not inside, I'll figure out probably between this and the next episode. And for now, I just have a very high priority storage interface that links to that spot. I do need to move this super tank when I get a chance up to where I'm going to be having my auto crafting. So yeah, so the clean room itself includes, I do have one HV machine hall here, and I did discover that the machine halls themselves are where you can pull items, fluids, and energy into my machines. So these guys are actually connected to a machine hall here in the middle. And if I do machines on the next floor, I'll have it there as well. So that's why I have my combustion generator here that feeds energy for use within the machine here. And I'm just using a quick diesel importer right there. And then behind this one is where I actually have the MV hatch. I only needed an LV one, but I have it overclocking so that it'll actually clean a little bit faster. So you can see here that, the progress, it's pretty quick here. The max, I could tone this. So my overclocked here is MV is what I'm seeing. And then you're able to kind of see more here. I do have an item pass through in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. I don't really see a point in it, unfortunately, right now. And then I got my machine hall. So yeah, right now I have two. I removed the diode, the HV diode off of here because I just don't know what it's for. But this is my HV item pass through here. And I've noticed that the reinforced door here doesn't actually take any space other than the button. Because I can't put a machine up against a button. So yeah, so there's my clean room. I'm very excited to have it. A little bit of something I'm gonna have to work through with these circuits here. And it may be between episodes because I find it a little bit boring to be programming recipes with you guys. But I do plan to set up some auto processing here on this floor and then get some good storage here so that we can actually just start mass producing circuits. In my testing, I've actually made a decent amount of circuits. So you can see that, I'm give those moments where you're like, where are my circuits? Maybe I've used them all now. So in my testing, I have some circuits here still to use, and I'm sure I'll do more here. In the meantime, what I ran into was that the circuits that I want to use in the clean room will actually require this plastic printed circuit board, and that requires me to have set up plastic circuit boards as well as iron chloride. So I'm not quite there yet to be able to use the plastic circuit boards, which is what the clean room needs. So I think we got the step in the right direction here. Now we need to get those plastic circuit boards, and that quest is here in the HV quest line. I've made some by hand, but I haven't made any manually. And what I've seen is there's a few recipes. What we're going to be doing is probably the polyethylene one here with sulfuric acid. And I want to make sure I'm getting a good line for sulfuric acid. So yeah, so we'll get some chemical reactors probably. My plan is right above here. Yeah, thank you guys for joining me on this episode. If you guys would like to see more of the recipe coding or how I do the auto crafting, let me know. In the meantime, I will try to make better montages for those. Unfortunately, this time around, my montages had the audio all funky. So I ran out of the energy to do that. Yeah, I think we'll see what I focus on next episode, but I'm seeing that there's probably going to be some work on getting our automated machines set up here, as well as getting closer to that first EV circuit. So again, this is Cthulhu Monster. I play on Pilpo's Patreon server, and thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.